Hello, mommies. Hope everyone is doing awesome.
Yes.
Welcome to Raw Moms Running on Coffee. Woo!
Cheers.
We're actually
Which
today.
it's not coffee.
It's not coffee. We're running on matcha.
Matcha latte. She's still debating
made
whether
it.
she likes it or not.
I know I haven't made my decision. I'm still I tasted,
It's so good.
and I think I like it. I'll be right back. Please give me.
If
a
you've
second.
never tried matcha, it's like the real green tea, like the real thing. It's like the green tea leaves, but in powder. That's what it is. So it's a little bit stronger than green tea. So you still get that caffeine rush, which I actually think sometimes you get it even more because it's a lot of caffeine. So I'm all for it. But it's like the green powder. It's kind of like, I'm telling her, it tastes kind of like grass, but like sweet grass.
It tastes good.
It's good.
I don't hate it. I just don't know if I like it or if I love it. You know,
She's
there's a
in
difference.
between.
Like, yeah.
And they sell it like that. So this one already has like the coconut palm sugar, whatever. So it's healthier. So it's already good. I actually like it cold better.
I haven't had it. Well, I've had it with green tea, and but that's different. It's from Starbucks. I feel like everything with Starbucks is different. I can't
Yeah.
say that. Oh yeah, it's the same. But so today we're gonna talk
excited.
about loving your postpartum body.
I'm excited about today's subject. It's something we all can relate to. It doesn't matter if you're overweight or if you're like super skinny or whatever. Like everybody struggles with their postpartum body because it's never the same.
I think at least for me, I don't know. I don't want to speak for everyone, but at least for me, my body changed a lot. And so it looks very different from what it used to be. Mm-hmm. And so, because I hear some people, and I don't know, they're like, well, I look the same. I have heard that before. And I'm like, wow, like that's really interesting because mine doesn't look the same at all. Nothing. Even when I reached the same weight that I was on when I first got pregnant, it doesn't look the same, Yeah. So I just find that very interesting. Even with the same weight, it just doesn't.
It was different.
It looks very different.
It does change. Mine was like a little different and a little the same, which is kind of like, are you here or are you there? It's but it did change, and those little tiny changes I wasn't happy with. Yeah. You still see that it's not different. Yeah. You still noticed.
You have to like regain the love.
Because I did get to the same weight and the same pant size, and it felt different. It felt different.
Yes.
And I've heard I've had friends that are like super super tiny, and they're still like, my body's not the same. And that's why I think everybody struggles in their own way. So it's something very dear to our hearts.
Yeah, I do think we all struggle, for the most part. I really do. Even if you're like, well, it looks the same, but at the end of the day, we all have something that we're like, oh, there's this. I don't know how many times. So I have the lap band, and I don't know if I've shared this here before, but I have the lap band. I had it 9 years ago. And so I was very heavy, and then I lost weight, and then my pregnancy was 80 pounds of gaining 80 pounds of weight and then losing it, right? And just today, a mom texted me, and I get this question at least 3 times a month, so it's quite a lot. How did you work out your stomach? How did you change it? How did you make it smaller again? Some people have even asked me, how'd you get your stomach flat again? And I laugh because I'm like, my stomach isn't flat. So
I've been there when they asked her, and I've heard her laugh.
I'm like, it's not flat. So the people,
it's my pants.
I'm like, it's the compression workout pants, y'all. Like, it ain't flat. But people ask me that, and today somebody they messaged me, and they were like, hey, so I'm doing this workout, and she had questions, and she goes, how did you fix your stomach? She goes, did you get a mommy makeover? And I'm like, girl, I wish. But in reality, I actually don't wish. I'm actually okay with with the end result. And I think that takes a lot. At least it took a lot for me to say that, and actually be okay with it. To look at my stomach and go, oh my gosh,
I'm okay with it.
like I'm okay with this, because in the eyes of society, my stomach is ruined. You know?
Yeah.
And in the eyes of society, that stomach is like, oh, that's the stomach you don't want to have, you know. But it took 2 years postpartum to be able to say, you know, it's okay.
I think it's part of it. At least with me, it was kind of like admitting that you kind of have to let go of what the body was, because you know, I've had 2 pregnancies, and the first one I actually lost more weight than I did before getting pregnant. And now with her, with the last one, you can see I gained more weight. But I think it's just letting go of, okay, it's not going to be the
just
same.
Unrealistic expectations that we have for ourselves, you know. We just have this unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, you have the baby and I'm gonna bounce back like this, I'm gonna eat super healthy and I'm gonna look great again.
And we seriously believe that.
Yeah, I believe I killed myself with my first pregnancy. I literally started counting calories as soon as the baby was out. Like, Isaac laughs at me because we were like there in labor. And then I was close to pushing her out. And I'm like, can you hit save on the calorie counter? Because I'm going to lose my... I'm going to lose my track. Because, you know, every day, and then it counts it. And then it tells you, like, hey, you haven't logged your calories for the day. So I was like, can you hit save? And then, you know, after that, I had a pizza right after. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta lose weight again. You know, it was that pressure because I was in the best shape of my life before having my first pregnancy. And so I wanted to have that.
Right. And yeah, you don't want to lose it, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, I look great, I feel great, and I want to look that good. So I put that pressure on myself after my first pregnancy to look good. And I mean, I did reach that level. And then right before, a month before getting pregnant again, I reached like the perfect level of, this is where I want to be. So with her, now in the second pregnancy, I understood that I have to let go of that expectation that I'm going to look the same always. And I have to accept the fact that I had 2 kids and I have to worry more about healthy rather than how my body looks.
And I think that's the key. I think that's the key, worrying about health, which that has been the big switch, I think, at least in my journey, because it was, you know, just, okay, I need to be this size. I want to look this good. And I mean, and who doesn't want to look good? But also at the same time, I was putting so much pressure on myself to do that. Just like you said, just having that expectation that it drains you. It drained me, at least. And the other day, my mom, so I follow a trainer, and my mom said she was following her, but she had to unfollow. And she's like, she's just always showing her butt. And I said, oh, okay. And she goes, and it makes me feel bad about myself, so it's not good. And I thought, yeah, I follow all these trainers, and if I'm having like a bad day, like feeling bad about myself, and if I log into Instagram and start seeing what they've posted, I will instantly compare, and I will instantly feel horrible. But the case is, most of them have never had a child, and if they have, that is what they live for. You know, like Emily Sky just had a baby, and she's been so raw and honest and transparent. She's like, I thought I was gonna have this super fit pregnancy, and everybody was like, you're gonna bounce right back. She was like, I just had a baby, and she posts pictures of like her postpartum belly. And, you know, I mean, she looks like she's still pregnant, because that is how most women look after they just given birth. And so I think it's really cool that she's sharing this, because you never know how it's going to go. I thought I was going to have a super great pregnancy and be super fit, because I was so fit. And I was like, yeah, it's going to go great. And it didn't. So it took a lot of forgiveness. And I think that's the key word for many of us. Forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself. And you know, honestly, there's nothing to forgive, honestly, but we are so harsh on ourselves that the judge makes us think that we do. So just forgive yourself.
And I think you mean forgiveness like how you eat during pregnancy? because sometimes you're like, I'm gonna eat super healthy for the baby and for myself, and you do have to forgive yourself, because sometimes all you can have is pizza. That's what makes you feel good. And then
or bread. I could only eat bread.
Yeah, you just like eat bread.
Carbs were the only thing that didn't
exactly
allow
carbs.
me to vomit.
And especially carbs have a very bad name out there. They're like, carbs are so bad. And so I think, yes, you have to forgive yourself if you can't eat healthy during your pregnancy.
If you go to the doctor and you're gaining weight, like every time I went, I got kind of like my hand slapped in a way. Not harshly, because the midwives are amazing, but they would be like, okay, you know, like, what are you eating? And I was like, I'm just trying to make it through the day and survive the fact that I am pregnant. And so that really made it hard. So it took a lot.
At the end of the day, it's hard to see the number on the scale, because it's so like that you worry so much about the number, and part of you is like, I remember you were telling me you're pregnant. Remember, you're pregnant, because a side of you want to say I'm pregnant, but then the other side of you, you're like, oh my God, that's a big number. It's supposed to go lower.
And I really do think it varies by person in pregnancy, because a lot of women tell me, and I heard this, I was pregnant, and I would hear other women who have never been pregnant in their lives go, excuse me, sorry, oh my gosh, I just hate when women are like pregnant and they're like, I'm gonna eat whatever the hell I want. But the thing is, every pregnancy is different. And I had people around me that were pregnant and never had a symptom, had all the energy in the world, didn't gain a lot of weight, didn't have cravings, could eat anything and they would be okay. The pregnancy was fine for them. So they didn't gain a lot of weight, you know? Mm-hmm. And then you have women like me, and I'm going to be straight up with you. My pregnancy was miserable, absolutely miserable. I had no energy. I worked full time until the day before I gave birth.
That's crazy.
I was high risk, so I couldn't. They took away my exercise until like 25 weeks. Guess what? By the time I got to that, I was so heavy, I didn't want to go back and work out. You know, I just walked. That was it. There was walking, and I had given up everything else. I felt so tired. By the time I got out of work and made it home, I would crawl to bed. And then I remember 7, 8 o'clock at night, this was me again. I was like, oh my gosh. And anything that wasn't carbs, I would throw up. Mm-hmm. So you have to remember that every pregnancy is different. And if you had a rough one, then more than likely, then you'll probably gain more weight. Mm-hmm. And then the expectation of what is to come after.
Yeah, exactly. I remember one of the midwives, she told me, and it stuck with me. She said, she's like, of course I want you to eat healthy, but if Snickers and a slice of pizza, it's all you can eat, she's like, I'd rather you eat that and have something down than throw everything out. And it's true, you know? And I think it's all the expectations that pregnant women are supposed to eat healthy. Yes, we are supposed to eat healthy, but at the end of the day, you're supposed to eat, period. Right.
And be okay, you know, because you're literally sometimes on survival mode. Yeah. You know, and so then afterwards, and you're left with this different body, right? It looks completely different. Like, my boobs are best friends with my belly button, y'all. But I'm like, oh my gosh. And sometimes I have some days where I think, if I had the money, I would lift my boobs up and I would get a tummy tuck. But then on other days, which are my most days, I think, this is my body though. And it created life. And I'm where I'm at right now. And that's okay. Like, all those scars represent something. And so just learning to love that and appreciate that and be kind to yourself and treat your body right and work out and eat healthy. Not because,
just to feel
I'm
good,
punishing myself.
To have the energy, because especially because we take care of little ones, and exercising helps to have energy. And that's the way I see it. With this pregnancy, I'm changing it to be healthy and do exercise so that I can feel good, so that I can be there for the girls, because I want to be present rather than to be worried about, you know, oh, I don't look good, or oh my God, I gained so much weight. And I had to have a lot of reminders, especially from you. You were one of that you just had a baby, you know, because I was so hard on myself that I was like, okay, I'm not losing the weight, especially because I lost it so fast with the first one. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm not losing weight. So I wasn't being present, you know?
And your body's still recovering. Like, a lot of people forget about that. Your body takes up to a year to really, truly, fully recover from a pregnancy. Mm-hmm. Like, ladies, come on, give yourself a break. It takes a year. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, we do forget. We do forget. You're like... And that's one of the things I was just telling my husband. You know, I try, as soon as I, you know, we were in the hospital for 5 days. After that, I just tried to go back to my life like the way it was. And I wanted everything to be exactly the way it was before the baby. And it's like, no, we have to like realize, and that comes with the body part. It takes time, but I mean, you gotta love those curves or whatever.
Just love the way your body is now, because that's the only body you have,
Mm-hmm.
So
it gave
accepting
life.
it.
Those little ones that are running around, they were literally inside you. Like, thanks to you, those little ones are running around. And like in our case, we breastfeed too, so thanks to that, they're well fed and they're healthy, and
our bodies have performed miracles, and
yes.
I think that's the first thing we need to remember. They have performed
awesome.
miracles. They're awesome. Therefore, we want to treat them with kindness and respect. And that doesn't just involve working out, drinking water, getting your sleep, and eating healthy. It also involves the way you speak about your body and the way you speak to your body.
Yes.
And nothing has made me so mindful as that, as to now that my son understands much more. And whenever I want to say something negative about my body, I've stopped myself, because he's right there, and I don't want him to ever view himself that way, or another woman that way. Like, I would never want to raise a child who looks at a woman and goes, "Oh, you're fat." Because I've heard this from many of my friends whose husband tells them they're fat.
Yeah.
Like, I would never want my son to tell
it starts.
his wife, "Oh, like, you just had a baby and 6 months ago, and look at you, you're fat." Because I have heard that from men. Like, I would never want him to think that that's okay.
Yeah.
So it needs to start from me, because his dad's already giving an amazing example, and I want to share this because this is the moment that to me was a slap in the face. I was literally looking at myself naked in the mirror, and I was having a really rough time that day. This was about 6 months after I gave birth to Lucas, and I was standing there and I thought, man, I am so disgusting. And I just would look at myself and cry. And he just came over gently, and he hugged me and he said, "Look at the scars," and I have a lot of stretch marks. And then he said, "Look at the skin," which I have a lot of saggy skin. And he said, "You have survived 12 years of an eating disorder that actually kills many people. And then you had a pregnancy, and you gave me the best thing in the world. You performed this miracle." He's like, "These are not these are not stretch marks. These are your battle scars that you won." And that really, really made an impact in me. I remember I just, some tears came out, and I kind of looked at myself, and he was like, "You need to switch this thinking, because these represent something really huge." And I was like, "But they're so ugly, And he was like, "No, they're beautiful." And that did a lot for me. It took a while for me to change that and process that. And I've processed this in therapy, how my body changed and how it looked, and just coming back to it and loving it. And ultimately for me, the way I love my body, it looks drinking my water, trying to eat as healthy as possible. That's how, in my opinion, I love my body.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not speaking ill about it, because I would never speak ill about another woman that way.
Sorry.
Baby just fell asleep. I would never speak about another woman the way I would speak about my body. And so if I'm speaking about my body in a way that I wouldn't about anybody else, then I'm not loving my body.
Exactly. It was right on point. That's exactly what it is. And that's what loving your body is.
Showing that kindness, which is
being
hard.
Kind, and it is hard. We hear this a lot, like, love your body. But then you have other people, like you said on Instagram, like I see a lot of people who had babies and they're like, "Get your body back," and they target.
Oh, if you have
moms.
a child, I feel like that's the only thing you see, right, on social media.
Yeah,
Get your body back. Get your body back.
Get your body back, and it's like,
you're like,
what
I haven't
if
even got
I
my
like
mind
the body
back.
I have? So it's all this, just having to keep that in mind whenever you read that, because it does get in your head. So you have to constantly remind yourself, I already love my body, and I'm going to accept it. Before you love your body, you have to accept. You have to sit there and accept where you're at, and that's the body that you have. And I like that you said that you stood there naked, because a lot of people, women, I know I don't do it. I don't stand there naked, but I think that would be a good exercise to just stand there and look at yourself. It
was hard. It was
yourself.
really hard to do that, because I would avoid the mirror. But then when I finally did look at myself, I had a meltdown, which was good though, because then it led to, the rest.
Yeah,
but
and those words he gave you were like,
they're amazing. I even wrote that in my book, like as one of my epiphany moments, you know, because I was like, oh, it changed everything for me when it comes to self-love and loving my body.
Having that support, at the end of the day, it's what helps you and pushes you to, in every way.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, like you said, a lot of even the partner, they're like, you're so fat. So
yeah, and there's expectations that are unrealistic, and for a woman to look a certain way, and so we need to be careful about what we expect from ourselves and for other women. Exactly. You know, so next time you see a mom, be kind to her and don't ask her about how much weight she lost, and just don't put that pressure on her, because that can really, really just be the last straw that she needs.
Exactly. So. Yeah. There's so many things to talk about that doesn't involve the body or everything else. You know, we all at the end of the day, we need that support. And if we don't actually say it, the other person's not gonna know. So you can always be the first person to say, hey, you know. And hey, you can
be
find
honest, transparent, raw. Like I'm struggling with my body, and 9 times out of 10, the other mom's gonna be like, oh, "Me too," you know. And then find that support and how to love your body. So
you have to love it, and
you can even make like accountability on, okay, how are we gonna love our bodies, you know, and do that together.
Nice. That's true.
That's important.
That would be nice. At the end of the day, that's talk to your friends about it. You can even go for coffee or whatever you like to do. And really talk about it. I think sometimes we don't say it, it stays in our mind. But once you put a voice to it, you can actually start to get rid of whatever it's holding you down. So if you're having trouble with your postpartum body, in accepting it, loving it, you can actually put a voice to it and talk to the person that you most trust. It can be your partner, it can be your friend, it can be your mom, whoever. But actually talk about it, and that would be really nice for you. It's something that you can give yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's a nice gift. Shine a light on it.
Like my daughter, when I stand on the scale, she's like, "Why are you weighing yourself, Mom?" And I'm like, "Cause I want to see how healthy I'm getting. That's it." I'm like, She's like, "Well, they weight me to see if I'm growing." I'm like, "Exactly, honey, exactly." So they're watching. Everything you do, they're watching. If you accept yourself, they'll accept themselves.
Yes, that's self-love. All right, ladies, thank you so much for watching us. We appreciate it. We will see you next week.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And to hit that notification bell. We've been uploading videos aside from this, so we would love for you to join in the fun, and we would love for you to share whatever topic you would like for us to talk, or even videos that you would like for us to do aside from this, and we would love to come here and do them for you.
Yes, just communicate with us. We're here.
Yes.
We're listening. All right. Bye, mamas. Have a good day.
Have a great week.